It's the time to get down.
So guaranteed money is the bill here.
Right.
And
that's right.
And we talked about
get everything
something.
you can.
Thank you.
When you're fighting any corporation, damn near, I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm against corporations in general.
Right.
All right.
And so just give you some background data, because some of you guys have already heard this. This is what happened as it relates to the $40 million apart. Revis agent Neil Schwartz told the Daily News that owner Woody Johnson's contention that Revis Camp turned down a personal meeting with him was a blatant lie. So the media is still running. And the Daily News reported that the Jets have offered Revis a 10-year contract, which we already discussed. That was about $120 million packaged to $160 million. So the bottom line is they're still positioning, and I still think because of the lockout looming next year and what's happening, that the owners have taken a stance to turn around and say, and they say this, they said there's one contract that the Oakland Raiders dished out by Al Davis was going to be a market change, and none of the owners followed suit with any other defensive back in the league, and that Asamoah got the contract, and he said that they were saying we're not going to follow that trend. This reigns to be a bigger land-shaped contract, because if they give it to him, now they point contracts that all defensive backs will now be trying to usher in. So I think this is what they call the contract that represents a bigger message, that we have to break this type of conditional contract because we already stood pat on the one that Al Davis gave up, and not all the owners are standing behind that type of deal. And with the next year coming up, I think Darrelle Revis is in for possibly not playing at all this year. And if not, does he lose his weight and value? Or do you see him playing with another team? So before I tell you which teams that possibly could be available, where do you think Revis will be at this point? If they don't get a contract by the beginning of the first game,
I think they're going to get a contract.
You think so?
Yeah.
It's going to happen? How much do you think he's going to get, man? I mean, I know it's kind of hard.
I think they do a lot of running around. I think this is how you know. If the team's not doing this, you're not really pushing them as far as you should have.
Okay, so in other words, this is the
like
chess.
Poker. You need to make them sweat.
So the chess match is on.
Yeah, I think I congratulate him. Make them sweat.
So
if they're not pissed off,
right.
You didn't get the right deal.
Right, and I agree. And remember, the owner. See, the owner I think is already out on the ledge, because what he said is, I'm putting it out there that we're nowhere close. So somebody's going to look like they're going to give in. Who stands the better chance of giving in?
The owner.
So it's a win for your stance behind Revis.
Right. He doesn't care. This is a dog and pony show.
Okay.
You'll never hear him say anything. It'll come out that announcement will be made that a deal was said and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You'll never see the owner.
I got you. Okay. Okay, good. Well, let me do this then. Let's just say that Revis doesn't sign.
Yeah.
And he's considered the best in the business. Will any team let him sit out for the rest of the year until next year? Or are they chomping at the bits to go like, don't sign him?
No, there are too many people need it.
Okay. Now, I gave some teams here that I thought could be potential teams that, could use him. I put the Miami Dolphins, Washington Redskins, Cincinnati Bengals, Minnesota Vikings, St. Louis Rams, and San Diego Chargers. I didn't go to teams like Oakland because they already got the highest paid defensive back. Didn't go to Pittsburgh Steelers because they got a solid defense. And I didn't go to Dallas Cowboys because they already are stocked heavy. And teams that may need his support and help on the other side of the line, that's who I put. If you had to pick one of these teams, if he doesn't sign, where would you like to see him go?
Where would I like to see him go?
Yeah.
I don't know about where I'd like to see him go. Where I think he's going to go is probably, if he didn't, would be Miami.
Miami? You know where I would like to see him go? Cincinnati. I want to be the oddball in this one. Minnesota Vikings, if they don't get Favre, they're going to need all the help, regardless of their defensive situation, because they're not going to have any offense. St. Louis Rams is a long way returning back to the glory days of the fastest team on turf, which it was just, I love those days. San Diego Chargers, their Antonio Cromartie signed with the New York Jets. He's a great defensive back, so they're solid. They may not need any more because he's already on the Jets. So I think the whole leveraging of this is that they got Cromartie. That's why they're trying to hold pat against Revis.
They just have to make a run at some very serious folks. They need all pros.
Yeah. And Washington Redskins would be great because you got Donovan McNabb on the other side of the ball, and it could shore up some defense. And they're already predicting that they're going to be the second team in the division behind Dallas. And the Miami Dolphins is a good choice because, you got Parcells, but I don't know if Parcells want to give up that kind of cash, man. You think so?
I don't know, but he likes strong defensive players.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
He
okay.
likes that. He
Okay.
likes that. Even though you can make the argument that Washington is a good fit for him too.
Yeah, I know. I agree because I'm looking at the positions where teams can afford and hopefully bring something in, and I couldn't find out any other teams. I tried to put myself in this situation, but I'm not doing the fantasy football.
Shanahan likes to keep his defensive backs around too. He likes the veteran group
Yep.
of backs.
Yeah, and I can't see him going to Denver. I think Denver did such a turnaround from a team that started off 8-0 last year to go where they went, and now they've taken most of their best players, the best wide receiver. They've lost so much. I'm going.
They need to do something to not look confused. Right now, I want to watch Denver really because, to me, it really looks disorganized, and I'm just so curious to see what kind of a team they mount.
Right.
I'm curious. They look so disorganized.
Yeah, they do, and
Especially compared to
take,
what you're used to from Shanahan.
right? Because they got the quarterback left over from Chicago, Kyle Orton, so it makes it hard to see what they're going to do to reshore or re-up their team to get to a better position. They're not going to start off 8-0.
I like Tebow.
Oh, he's not going to play. You know what? I tell you what. No. You're the owner, and you got fans that you want to fill in the
play.
same. He's going to play, isn't he?
Michael Vick played. Tebow's going to play. Michael Vick played.
Tebow's going to play. You know, that's a good analogy, man. That's good. If you can get Vic on the field, you can get Tebow.
Instinct sells some tickets. Everybody wants to see Tebow.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been trying to see a Denver preseason game. I want to see one to see who. It ain't to see Kyle Orton.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm sorry.
Chicago fans, he ain't hating on you. He's just trying to
Who
be
needs to
profitable.
hate our Chicago football fans? No offense.
Okay.
Do I need to go there?
Oh, I know.
Okay.
All right. Well, I know I've received some comments probably about that. I'm not covering as much baseball. It's because
We don't like baseball.
No. I like baseball. Don't get it twisted. Don't be putting it out there like I
Black
don't.
folks don't play no baseball.
They play more than you think.
Why they got ambassadors going to the ghetto asking the black kids, please play baseball,
This
please?
is not the fundamental topic I'm bringing up in baseball.
Okay.
You're trying to. You already putting the spin going downwards on my baseball.
Baseball is on the way out.
No, it's not.
They got to deal with baseball being threatened right now by checkers and air hockey.
Okay, let him get his wind out. He's trying to. He's already.
Who cares?
Okay, so
only people in New York. 'Cause
Wait a
it's the only
minute.
thing they win.
If you ever had to pick a team that you would like to follow, what team in baseball would that be? Don't say
The
it.
Vancouver
I knew
Vulvas.
it. I knew it.
My
See, it was
favorite
going to be a
team,
sexy.
the Vulvas.
I warned you guys it was going to be a
The
sexy.
Vancouver Vulvas.
All right, let me just go on with the topic because I'm running out of time. I need support here in baseball. All right. I haven't covered baseball as much because really there has not been what I call the established rivalries that really work. And the reason why I say that, and please excuse me, I have a typo on the display, and I'm not going to even go to it because you guys are going to say, "Oh no, he didn't." Check it out. The Cincinnati Reds and the Cardinals had a brawl yesterday. Now, the media had took the story because of Brandon Phillips of the Cincinnati Reds basically said, I hate the Cardinals. I hate the Cardinals. Matter of fact, he pulled over a journalist in his own way to be able to tell him. And usually the day after, the owner goes back and says, don't say that. And then when he comes back, the journalist comes back. This is what the reporter said. I was scared to come back because I thought he was going to hate me, jump me because I reported it in such an inflammatory way. And when he saw Brandon was happy. So Brandon basically was happy because he hates all the Cardinals and called them bitches. Now,
I heard it.
Okay, now here's
You need to win when you do that.
no, but here's the part that made the brawl that never took place. See, the part I like about brawls is that it looks like it's a brawl when a whole bunch of people are all there and they look like they're shoving and pushing and pulling, but nobody's swinging. So here's my case.
There wasn't a lot of swing.
No, there was none, not at all.
It looked like rugby to me.
Right, some people got some punches in, but not punches.